What's good, everybody? Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
For the audio listener, we are all dressed up as...
Waldo. Where are we? I don't know. We're right here.
We're all right here. You can see us. Matt, you look ridiculous.
I could say the same about you.
Well, just because you're big, so it's like everything's kind of tight.
Does it really look that tight?
No, I'm just being silly.
He's like, oh, you're calling me fit?
Do you guys like Where's Waldo?
I used to.
Like
I
the
used to
book?
play it all the time.
What?
You think there's like an app now? Like
No
Is there an
way.
app?
a New York Times section? Where's Waldo? I'm sure there's like an app that's a game or something. You have to find him.
Are these glasses ruining the illusion?
Oh,
Yeah.
a little
Really?
bit.
I think you should just be blind the
But,
whole
like,
episode.
How blind are you?
What is it like when you put them on over?
Well, it was weird before because normally when I put on glasses, my vision instantly gets better, but now it didn't. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, I think you should be able to see.
I don't.
Okay, I mean, it's fine.
I'm kidding. Do whatever you need to do.
No, it's fine. I'll do this.
Can you see? Is it like horrible?
It's not horrible. It's just not as
How
like.
many fingers am I holding up?
Okay, that's not how vision works.
It's not.
No.
Oh,
Do you not know how when people have like? It's not like.
I have an astigmatism, so you say I understand.
But it's not like no one has glasses to the point where they're like, oh, what do you have, 4 fingers instead of 2? Like,
Yeah.
it's like
But
a
I feel like if you
neurological
can't
thing.
see like far away or close up, it'd be blurry.
It's like I can't read stuff.
What does that say?
I can't read it.
Oh, you can't.
Like that piece of paper right there. No.
Oh, you can't.
Ever since getting LASIK, what sucks is that I can't do the whole like, oh, I can't see that. Now I can.
Right.
Like,
You think it
you
sucks?
can't. You can't like do that whole like vision difference thing anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Do you still think about that you got LASIK? Like,
Yeah.
does that come to your
I
mind?
thought
You're like,
about
oh,
it
thank God.
yesterday.
And you're just like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
scary? Were you nervous getting it?
No, not at all. I mean, they give you a little bit of a Valium before, so you're kind of like,
Oh,
let's
slay.
do
I
the
know.
damn thing. But no, I was
Because
not.
your
that-
eyes are open the whole time.
Yeah, like
That's the
I
thing
don't
that
think I
scares
could
me.
do that.
But for like 2 minutes,
Oh,
and they're
really?
lubricating it the
I
whole
think it
time.
would feel like an hour though, doesn't it?
No,
Yeah,
it's
it feels like
everyone's
15 minutes the whole
Yeah.
like session, and they do like a couple minutes on one eye, couple minutes on the other eye. But
and
yeah,
then hopefully they don't chop it off too much.
you do feel like in the moment when they're doing it that you did something wrong though, because you kind of like stop seeing for a bit.
Yeah,
Oh
your
my
vision
God.
goes black. They cut your eye, they lift it up, and they shoot the laser in, and for that like 2-minute period, you just see black. Like it's just
No.
not. You can't see anything.
No.
Yeah, I
My
don't know.
stomach just churned
Yeah,
when you said that.
because you were literally blind. Like your eye is just off.
No.
Off.
Yeah.
Your eyes off.
No.
Matt, we have a gift for you from our good friends at Awala.
What?
They finally sent us all bottles. There's
They said happy wedding.
also one for Patricia.
Yes.
And we all have ours.
Thank you, Owala.
That one still somehow looks like you.
The like unsponsored sponsor of
Yeah.
this podcast.
The
The
unofficial.
unofficial sponsor of this podcast.
Such a beautiful looking water bottle.
I
I
love
miss
mine.
your old one.
I know. Wait, did I say it in the
You
other
did, but
episode?
they don't know till they won't know till next
yeah.
week.
Yeah,
but
left
he
it at the
lost
gym and have not been able to find it, so I've been needing a new one.
I do love mine. I'm drinking out of it every day.
Yeah, you guys
Wow.
all need the
Mike didn't
silencers.
wash his before he put water in it.
No, I did. I was kidding about that.
You're lying.
Wait,
I didn't wash it with soap. I rinsed it out with water though.
Wait, you're supposed to wash a water bottle when you like get
Before
a
you
brand new
first
one?
use it, yeah.
It's not already clean.
No, it comes like from the factory with all the chemicals and shit, and you're supposed to wash it out before you use it for the first time.
I think we're fine, guys.
I think you'll be fine.
No matter
Awala's a
how
great
we
company.
operate, we're all
It's gonna be
fine here.
fine.
Was Waldo? Was he German? Was he French? Was he Swedish?
Should I look up history
He's
of where
giving
Yes.
Waldo?
What?
Swedish.
Did
He's
he have a
giving
wife?
Swede. I bet Waldo was a boy.
Yeah.
That's why he was hiding, because he was hiding from all the women he ghosted.
think
Or
so?
he's a criminal.
Was Waldo on the run? Is this supposed to be like a bandit? I never did
Yeah.
the context of why he was roaming the world.
They definitely gave like a description at the beginning of the book.
Yeah, there were some
But like,
backstory.
I
like a
wasn't reading
story.
that. Just fast forward to the little names.
There was always that kind of chaos going on in all of
Yes,
the...
that's the point.
Oh, it used to be called Wally. Where's Wally?
Oh.
And they had a lot of replay value, those books too. Like I had 2 or 3 of them, and you would like find them, and then you go to the next page, and you'd find them again, and whatever, and then you can like that same session
You forget
go back
him.
to page 1. You're like, wait, where the fuck was he?
Yeah.
because there was so much going on in every one.
Totally,
really good
yeah.
replay value. I feel like an app would not be as fun. You're just like scrolling around, like, where the fuck is this
know.
guy?
Yeah.
But does it have any context on like himself as a character? Like on... Or what about like Waldo on like, you know, like the Wikipedias that are like fictional Wikipedias?
Oh wait, this is originally dubbed Wally by British creator and illustrator Martin Handford. His moniker changed when he hopped over the pond to North America. Wally
British.
became Waldo. Why? Perhaps pretty simple. Publishers around the world decided to give Wally a name that local readers would be familiar with, hence the minor tweak.
What?
Like
Is
Ralph,
It used to be
more-
Wally. Wally.
Ralph Waldo Emerson?
Okay, so wait, Waldo was originally a UK
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm. His name was Wally.
Okay.
And then when it got popular over the pond, they changed it to
Why was he
Waldo.
hiding? Do we know? What did he do? What are his crimes?
Well, okay, here it says
Tax evasion.
Waldo was created by an artist named Martin Handford. He was trying to write a book that would showcase his artistic talent. He created the character Waldo to help provide a link between each scene in the book. His earlier editors thought his book filled with only crowd scenes would be lacking a them and direction. I don't know what the fuck that means.
A theme?
It just says a them.
Maybe a theme.
Maybe
Probably
it
is
means
the-
theme, yeah. Once he was lost and then he was found.
Huh. So not really a huge backstory.
No, but I feel like in
Well,
the
there's-
books it was like telling a story, and they're like, "Oh no, now he got trapped up in this.
Yeah.
Can you find him?"
It's like, yeah.
It's like in a quicksand, like, biodome and
Damn.
stuff. Is it sexy?
Waldo. Sexy Waldo.
He's scary. I like the loser Waldo better.
Yeah, we like the emo Waldo.
And the I Spy books, did you have those too?
Oh,
yeah.
yes. I Spy was so
Those were
fun.
so brilliant.
There's a great video about how they made those too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like all real photographs.
Yeah.
Like they would actually have an artist arrange them and like do the lighting
Cool.
and
There's
yeah.
a girl on TikTok who has like a collection, but she's collected all the items that are
From-
in a
yes.
I Spy
Oh, wow.
thing. Like
Yeah.
she tries to hunt down the exact toy that they have in the picture scape.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
good for her.
good for her.
Well, anyways, our first episode back.
Oh,
from
you got
your
married.
wedding
Let's
I
see
got
the
married.
ring. Let's see the
and
ring.
your honeymoon.
and my honeymoon as well.
Oh, is that why you were in Hawaii?
Yes, that's why I was in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I'm assuming you're probably doing all of your podcasts like your wedding.
We Patricia came on like unfiltered yesterday for like a good bit and we talked about it, but like you guys have me at your full disposal, so
I know.
anything you want to
Well, I always like to know. So I asked Joe this too. Is there anything that happened? Is there anything that wasn't supposed to happen that happened but nobody noticed? Like any mistakes happened but nobody noticed?
Yeah, no, definitely not too many big mistakes. Nothing ever went terribly wrong, and that's what I was always expecting is that there was going to be one big thing that was going to be totally out of my control that I was going to like cringe about. But no, there was just when you guys went to the reception, there was like a welcome party area, and originally it was supposed to be like a cocktail hour before you went into the main reception venue, which is like pretty normal. I think for some weddings they have this little cocktail hour and it's supposed to be outside on like the patio, and they had a whole bar set up. But during our actual wedding ceremony, Birmingham was experiencing like a lot of intense winds, especially
It was
on
windy
top
out there.
of this.
Oh, it was super windy when we got up there. Like the
Yeah.
door slammed open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a bar set up in advance, and apparently the wind took it all down.
oh,
Like
the bar
glasses,
fell over.
bottles, all of it just completely like shattered. So they had to go with like plan B and just say, let's open up the reception to everybody else.
I
So
didn't even know that.
What?
I didn't even realize that there was supposed to be an outdoor. So
He just told you at lunch.
I'm doing it for the audience here. Good grief.
I know. No, I understand. You can still, you know.
No, I know.
So yeah, that was like a thing that like we didn't expect. Oh, Patricia, when we were up there at the altar, so in the Greek church, when you get married in the Greek church, they put your wedding band on your right hand, not your left hand.
I saw
you
that.
switch it after, right? And I didn't even know.
why?
I didn't even know
Yeah.
that until the moment was happening, because I was
Like wrong hand.
wrong hand, or maybe I did, I can't remember. But when they put it on Patricia's finger, she didn't account that like, oh, maybe her ring finger on her right hand is a totally different size than her left hand. And when they put it on, it just went like right on, which was funny. It was so great. It
Yeah.
broke the tension. But in the moment I was like, did they switch up the rings? Like, is this even the right ring? Like, how did they get this wrong? We tried it on yesterday. It was fine. So that was the whole thing that was
Like it wouldn't
unexpected.
go on all the way.
Why do they do that?
Why did they put it on the right hand?
Yeah.
I think it may be like a Father, Son, Holy Spirit kind of like.
There was something
the
about switching a
Trinity.
lot too that they were doing. Like
yeah,
the
they were doing
crowns would
this the
switch.
whole time.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
There was
Oh, the right hand of God. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
there's probably some symbolism behind it.
yeah.
But yeah, they did like everything in threes. Those are the only things that I was like, ooh.
What was the result of the red velvet cake debacle? Because there was I remember you were like, I don't want red velvet cake. 'Cause
I told you.
It's just chocolate cake,
I
but it's just
knew
dyed
it.
chocolate
We
cake.
did have red velvet
I
cake.
know.
But
So
what's
you lost
surprising
that
when
battle.
we were cutting the cake, though, it was white because we
Right.
agreed that apparently the base was going to be white and there was red velvet on the top. But so that was such a surprise when I pulled it out. Like, this isn't red velvet.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
have a piece of the red velvet though.
Oh yeah.
It was
like
so fucking good.
It was like the consistency of the cake. I loved it. But it was like Play-Doh-y. Like it was such a good, like it was
Yeah, it was
Like
like
just
so
a nice,
delicious.
like you could build a castle, like
Yeah.
a
A
castle
castle.
out
I
of it.
remember
Yeah.
when I got the cake, I was like, I remember Matt like talking shit about red velvet cake.
Yes.
Yeah,
When
I just think
was
it's like a
getting
little.
married, you're like, people who have red velvet on their
Oh, Ian, Patricia, and I, yeah, we definitely argued about it a bit back and forth. I just didn't think red was part of the color palette of the wedding, and I just didn't feel like it fit the
It
theme.
sounds like a good compromise to like
Yeah.
cut
It was delicious.
Yeah, it was so good.
I liked it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm so curious about how it went, though, in y'all's eyes too.
We did not have fun.
I will say we did rush the reception. It was like the Hunger Games because we knew there was no seating chart. So we were
Yeah.
like, we gotta get in and sit together.
Did it
right
ever
away.
seem like it was that like people like a free for all for people scrambling for tables? It was just-
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like scrambling with elbows being
Yeah,
thrown and
right.
stuff,
Yeah,
but
it
it was
wasn't
like,
Black
we should
Friday,
get some
but
seats.
I think it's because we knew that we were like, we got to find our table.
Right.
We went in first, so like that was like kind of funny.
And then like if we got up to go do something, we'd come back and people would be sitting in our chairs.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was like me and Nolan, Aaron and TJ, another Greg and his girlfriend Jamie, and then this like really old lady came up
Yeah.
and sat
Oh,
with us, and then some other. It was just like hilarious.
Linda, I think it's your dad's friend's
yeah.
wife or girlfriend, wife.
Mark and
I'm not sure.
Linda Toole?
I'm not sure their last name, but they were so nice.
Yeah,
And I was
Or
so chatting
Kip
with
and Linda. Was Kip really tall?
So tall.
Oh yeah, Kip
and he
and
had
Linda.
a mask.
Yeah.
She told me that I looked like a painting.
Wow.
And so I was like, you're my new best friend.
She's the best.
Yeah, she was like, you're like a painting. And I was like, what? And she was like, you're just so beautiful. You're like a painting. And I was
Wow.
like, thank you.
Did you see the picture of
TJ
Aaron
was like,
and your
hey,
mom?
back off, she's mine.
Yes, my parents were so excited to meet you, Aaron, especially because
Yeah.
you were like the
I
one
know.
close friend who I've known and I've
And your
worked
mom
with.
was like the first person we saw at the welcome party.
Yeah,
was
we
so
walked
thrilled.
in. We got French 75s, me and Sam.
Oh,
There's
did
some
you?
cute pictures
Yeah.
of it too. I'll send them
And
to you.
then,
And then you made it on Jim's feed post too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Did it
really?
all.
Yeah.
Jimbo, my king, my literal king. And then we met your Uncle Mark.
Oh yes, my Uncle Mark.
I loved Uncle Mark. He was a little shady, and I appreciated that.
Shady about what?
I can't publicly say. It's between Mark and I,
All right.
but he knows.
Do I know?
I
you
think
talk
so.
about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. But he was so funny and sweet. Like every family member of yours that I met, or like
Good.
friend of.
Yeah, and I at the reception I wasn't really thinking about it, but like obviously so many of your friends and family back home like watch and listen to Good Influence or like all your podcasts.
Yeah.
And so they would be like,
Oh yeah, some guy came up to us.
yeah, and he was like, "It's so nice to finally meet you. Like I watch your
Patrick?
podcast." And I was like,
Patrick
"Oh."
Lyons, yeah.
I
He's
think
like
his
what-
name might have been Patrick. I don't know how I remember
He's
that.
like
Workout guy,
Yeah.
Who?
workout buff guy, blonde hair.
He's one of my hometown friends.
He did have blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pr-
Patrick
He was
Lyons.
so
Yeah.
nice. He was so nice.
That's
Very
how that's how
nice.
Matt got ripped is on
Yeah.
his like workout
Lion
program.
Shred. Check it out.
Oh.
Free plug.
It is.
There were so many people. Erin describes it great. It's like speed dating. She
Yeah.
always says.
Yeah, we
'Cause there's,
hung
like,
out for maybe 8 seconds.
Yeah. But it was like, hello, how are you? Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, how are you? There was a lot of that. But
Look, and I kept seeing people be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you were coming here. Oh my god, hi,
Yeah.
good to see you."
Yeah.
And then like I would look at you and Patricia, like I was like giving Matt a hug, and then like as I'm taking away, someone's grabbing him in another
Yeah.
direction. Like I was just like, they are.
Well,
going.
I felt like I kind of prioritize also like interacting with the people who like I don't see that
Totally.
often
Of
and
course.
came like really far away and like you
Of
know
course.
definitely seeing them. But it was a lot to take in.
yeah,
too.
were you like, how did you feel by the end of it? Were you like, I don't want to speak to anyone ever again?
Exhausted. No,
Yeah.
especially on Sunday when I realized like, oh, we had like a little brunch after, and then I realized we had friends who were like staying the night,
Lingering.
which I loved. We were willing to host them and everything, but
Yeah.
I was like, I have not been alone with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
And
Since,
forever. And especially when it's your wedding, you know, like it's your birthday and like, oh, you're getting tons of texts. People are posting it on Instagram. You just want to like be able to sit down
Yeah,
and
and, like,
like
see it all.
experience it. I like hardly had any like time
Yeah.
to like look through all of the pictures and
Yeah.
messages people were sending me.
Yeah.
But it was just nice though being able to go to a honeymoon and just like
Yeah.
chill.
How
and
was it?
relax.
Are we
Oh,
pregnant yet?
No. No. It was fantastic. We went to the Four Seasons Hualalai, which Remy
Ooh.
Cruz recommended me. It's on Kona, the Big Island. Guys, best resort I've ever stayed at my entire life.
I'm
Sick.
sure.
Wait, that's not the White
Wait,
Lotus
no,
one, is
that's
it?
on Maui.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor, Liquid IV. Liquid IV, everybody, our favorite. Now, as you may or may not know, I am not an athlete, but you don't have to be an athlete to need some extra hydration throughout your day. I'm always here sitting on Zoom meetings, answering emails, long travel days, some late nights out, but Liquid IV makes it easy to stay hydrated. With 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks plus 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, all in a single stick. And now their hydration multiplier comes in 3 delicious sugar-free flavors. We got white peach, green grape, and lemon lime, a proprietary zero sugar hydration solution with no artificial sweeteners. What I love about Liquid IV, it's so simple. I just pull out a stick, mix it into a cup of water, and I am good to go. I love how convenient it is. I love the flavoring. I love everything about Liquid IV. I love the variety of flavors. They truly all taste so delicious. This week, I'm doing green grape, but I truly do love the white peach and the lemon lime. The flavors are all delicious. You got to try them for yourself. But I think my favorite is the green grape because it's got that tart and crisp grape taste that I love. And as we all know, with 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water, it hydrates much better than water alone. There's 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. There's no artificial sweeteners and 0 sugar. It's non-GMO, free from gluten, dairy, and soy. For daily use, before a workout, when you feel run down, or after a long night out, or after a long flight. You got to stay hydrated on those long travel days. So, grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code GOOD at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code GOOD at liquidiv.com. And now back to the episode.
it was just unbelievable. And we got upgraded via American Express.
Oh, slay.
Yes.
The room that we got upgraded to, I said this on Unfiltered, but I'll say it again, would have been $3,600 a night. The room that we got upgraded to, which
Wow.
is like triple
That's
Yeah, that's
insane.
crazy.
and over what we were paying per night. And so I was just like,
It was
this
an
is-
American Express upgrade?
Yeah, because it's part of the Fine Hotels and Resorts
Ah,
collection.
Are
good
you
to
guys
know.
filtering in a brand deal?
No,
right
no.
This is
now?
not.
I'm saying because
Without
we
our
have the same
consent.
American Express card.
And I'm a credit card buff. I like
Yeah.
to
Of
try to get my
course, yeah.
points and get it maximized.
Same.
And because of like Sophia Richie or whatever, because she like got proposed to at this like hotel or whatever.
Oh.
A lot of the hype went up, and like the original room we wanted, I had to even like downgrade more because it was getting so expensive.
Oh no.
And so it was so great.
What Amex card?
Platinum.
Business Platinum.
Okay, I have that.
And I think the gold still is part of like the Fine Hotels
Love
and
the
Resorts.
lounges
but
too with Amex, like
Yeah.
at the Centurion Lounge.
Yeah, I just go to the Sky Club. Honestly, like the Centurion Lounge isn't that great at LAX.
No, I
it's
agree.
not.
It's
LAX
kinda-
has nothing really good. Is the Delta Lounge there good?
Yeah, they
Oh.
just redid it. It's really nice.
LAX terminal is so nice now. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
Delta,
Delta.
not LAX.
Oh,
Yeah.
Delta's terminal
LAX
is so
is-
nice. We got there and we were like, wait, I haven't flown Delta in so long.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
But did you guys? Was there anything else from your end that I wanted to?
Well, I thought Birmingham was very cute.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was like, because before I was at Nolan's dad's house in Nashville, and he was like, how many people live in Birmingham? He was like, I don't know. It's got to be like 300,000-400,000. And he looked up, it's like over 1 million.
Oh yeah, it's a little
But it
bit
was
bigger.
really cute. Like before your wedding, we went to like a thrift store. We went to get pizza and like saw the town a little bit. Nolan went like thrifting that morning and went to some estate sales. So, yeah, it was just silly. Like driving from Nashville to Birmingham. As soon as we entered Alabama, we went to this like gas station and there were just like gun keychains like next to like heart keychains. So I was like, this is so just like coming from California. It's like
Yeah.
so jarring.
Also, I
but-
feel like a lot of people, like the priest, he
Oh, yeah, we got beef with the
he
priest.
shit on LA.
Yeah, a lot of the
Oh.
speeches and
Yeah,
people were talking.
what is up with
I don't know
that?
why you would live there. Under God's chapel, just talking shit, Father.
Yeah, that was I mean, I get it though. They're like they want their Patricia to come back
Patricia
home.
just like grew up
No,
at
of
that church and you
course.
see
it was funny though,
But I
hearing all
literally
these
was
people like.
Just
well,
a priest talking
for some
shit.
reason, she
Ariel.
moved out west in that weird town of La La Land, LA, and like, okay, guys, we're all from here.
Holly
Like,
weird.
It's like half of the party. Was
yeah,
That
the
was
band
cute,
was
though.
sick.
good. Yeah, the band
Oh,
was
the band was so fun to watch.
yeah, they
I was
were
not expecting that at all.
they were fantastic.
Yeah.
And Patricia did not like rehearse that whole dance she did with
Oh, when she
Yeah,
got
that
on
was
stage.
a highlight.
yeah, but people thought like that was like a stage thing that she had like rehearsed it with them. It wasn't planned at all,
It was great.
but it was fantastic.
We had a great time.
Did you have fun at the reception?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I had a blast.
Were you like, thank God? Were you kind of like, thank God it's over in a sense of like, I
Yes.
don't have to like.
Yes.
perform?
Well, oh no, it's not that like the wedding. I'm just glad the whole wedding project is done.
Yeah.
That's
Filed
done.
away.
I was like, obviously, it's sad when like the day your
Yeah.
wedding ends because
Yeah.
it's such a perfect day. You never want that like day to end.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just glad that's all done. And
Yeah.
even though there's still so much more with like thank you notes and all of
Yeah.
that.
Did you feel
But-
like it went by so fast?
You know
Or-
what? No, because I made sure that I tried to stay being present for it because I knew it was going to fly by.
That's what everybody
So
says.
And the
I-
weekend was pretty like well organized too, with like the groomsmen. Like I was with you basically the whole weekend,
Yeah.
from where we were getting ready to the post toast, the reception, the rehearsal dinner, the buses that we were taken to and from the hotels. Like there were so many different things that I feel like it felt like there was a whole week's worth of stuff in those 2 days.
There weren't
so
like
there was
huge moments of like monotony or anything.
Right,
It
right.
just all of it was occupied. I felt so like presently in the moment
Yeah.
with my time with people. I wish though I still had like a little bit more like nobody talk to me for just a second.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
some
yeah,
alone
yeah.
time.
But you can't pull that card out.
No.
Just to be like,
Well,
can you guys just let me be? But I wish I did kind of take a little bit more like selfish alone time just to like look at it all.
yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
To float above.
When the bar closed at the end of the night, like at the reception, the bar closed at like 11 or 12 or whatever, and I like wanted one more drink before we like go into the next place, and I went up to the bar and there was a security guard or a cop or someone with a gun, and it's Alabama, so I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna just like sneak by this guy, and he looked at me and I was go, hey, I'm just gonna go sneak by and get a drink, and he goes, no, you're not, bar's closed. I was like, come on, it's like 11:02, I'm gonna get a drink, and he puts his hand on his gun and goes, no, you're not, buddy. And I was like,
What?
I was like, what? He goes, you're in Alabama. We don't play that game here. And I was like, okay, I am so sorry. And then I went to another bar because there was like multiple. And I was like, all right, this guy I'm not even going to talk to. And basically the same thing happened. Like the security guard like stepped right in front of me. Was like,
Did it feel like the bar closed like too early though?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
It's like as people were funneling out, I'm just like, I was having a good time. I'm like, let me get one more for the road. Like people were
Yeah.
funneling out. I was trying to like be a little bit of a bad boy, which I
A
was.
bad boy.
But it was great.
Well, good. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
I feel
you
like
guys
there
were there.
a lot of like armed. Or there was
Yeah.
like one I kept seeing. I was like, maybe
Me
he's like
too.
friend
I didn't
of.
even notice.
Yeah, there was one like
He was like a
cop-
sheriff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
And
was,
I was
like,
like,
maybe
what
he's
the
friend of the
hell?
family or something.
We did hire some security though.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
He was just in line for food.
Yeah.
No,
that's where
I think it's
kept
like one of your
seeing
uncles
him.
who wears a
He
cowboy
left.
hat.
No, this,
Yeah.
Don't you have an uncle that like wears a cowboy hat?
Yeah, I
yeah, I
do.
think that's who you guys were talking
It's
about.
technically my
no,
cousin.
this guy
He
was
wasn't
literally
armed.
wearing a sheriff uniform.
Oh,
Yeah, like he
oh.
was on duty.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he was just. I guess
Oh.
I mean that happens though when you're like working, you get to eat a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you get any photos or anything or videos back from any of the people or not
We're
yet?
supposed to be getting him back today. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
we've been waiting on to post is because like our photographers had to get stuff just developed,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, I've just been like,
And there's a Super 8
4 photos just to post, just
Yeah.
please.
And there's a
See
Super
We have a
8
Super
guy?
8 video, and then
That's
also
really
another
cool.
regular video as well being made too.
That was
It's
cool
all
to-
exciting. It is so exciting. But like sometimes, even though I'm like, I can't wait to see the photos because I just want to like post them. I also sometimes like the time in between getting photos.
Yeah.
Too. Like
Yeah,
I'm a big
we've
person
lost
where
that
like
in this society.
like even if you have an amazing night, I'm not like immediately a person like I gotta go look through the photos of something that happened 24 hours ago. I think
Yeah.
the beauty of like looking
Oh,
at a photo
yeah.
is like time in between because then you're like, now I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So but the photos that I have seen, like Will Derbyshire took amazing pictures.
Yep.
Mariah took incredible pictures. It was nice like seeing all of those, but I'm
Yeah.
excited for the final stuff.
How does it feel wearing the ring?
Yeah.
strange, but now I'm loving it, like how it looks. Suddenly
Yeah.
I'm like having my hand up here a lot more.
Yeah.
But it feels like I was fidgeting with someone else's ring, and like I just put it on. You ever like play with other people's rings or stuff?
Not really.
It just like doesn't feel like it's yours yet.
It doesn't feel like it's mine.
feel like you have to give it back to someone?
Yeah, I need to give this back. Like, oops.
Also because you don't
left.
wear rings ever, so I guess I
No.
don't really like know. What that feels like.
For sure, there will be an episode where I will forget to wear this.
So don't.
Oh, really?
No rumors start that they are getting
you
divorced.
don't. Do you take it off at night or something?
Yeah. I'm not gonna go to bed with
I thought
this
people
on.
sleep with their. Maybe
Do you
some
sleep
people.
with yours on?
I do.
Oh,
I don't think I could. If
Patricia
I,
doesn't-
Just these ones. Like I take all my other jewelry off.
Ah.
No, I don't know. I definitely would take it off. But like this morning, I was like, oh yeah, the ring. I gotta go put
I think
that
TJ
on.
takes his off.
I'll get used to it for sure. It's kind of starts to feel like a watch. Like when you're so used to wearing
Yeah.
a watch, you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I gotta have my ring. But
Yeah.
it's
It'll
like
get to the point
annoying
where
though.
it's-
Like washing your hands, you have to like take it off
What?
and then wash your hands.
I
and then
know
put it-
I'm with you. Like I have to take my rings off when I wash my hands usually because it's like I don't like the feeling of wetness under them and like.
Do you keep it
I
on
hate
and wash
it.
your hands?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I
But then
hate
I'm
that
worried about it
feeling.
like slipping off, even though I feel like it's pretty damn good on my finger.
Oh, and
I'm
it, like,
worried about
goes down
the
the drain.
soapiness. I will do my best to keep this ring for the rest of my life, but I've already
You know who
cut
I
it.
still feel like is not used to the ring? It's Sean, Brittany's husband.
Oh,
I feel like he's always still playing with it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's always
Yeah.
fidgeting with it. It's
He
funny.
is.
Yeah,
Pretty sick, Matt.
Thanks, man.
pretty sick.
You did it.
Kind of spooky.
What a
Just a
transition, Carly.
transition. Well,
Because it is Halloween, right?
yeah. I guess I was gonna ask like if anything really spooky's ever happened to anyone here that's like crazy, but I feel like we've probably talked about that before. I know you don't believe in ghosts.
I do have a spooky story that I heard at the bachelor party I went on in July in upstate New York, and we were like the last night. I know it was like in the
That's
woods,
already spooky.
and we like put on a fire, and there was started a fire
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Put on a fire. I guess you put on a.
Started a fire, whatever, a bonfire,
that
and it
makes
was
sense to
like
me.
whatever,
Bonfire.
15 dudes sitting around the fire having a good time. So forgive me, person who I'm stealing this story from. It's not my story, but this happened to his dad and his dad's friend in like the 80s or the 70s. They were on a road trip somewhere like through the US, and they were like at a park at night, like smoke a cigarette or something, and they stopped over at a park, and there was a girl, like a little 10-year-old girl that was just like lost by herself, and they're like, hey, are you okay? Like she was like, no, I can you like help me get back home? And they're like, oh sure, what's your address? And she's like, oh, it's this address. And they put her in the back seat of the car, and they're like, okay, well, what happened? She like wasn't really talking, but they ended up driving her back to her parents' house. And then when they pulled into the driveway at the parents' house, they turned around and the girl was not in the car anymore.
What?
And they're just like, what happened to this girl? Did she get out of the car at some point without us? Like, what the hell happened? They're like, well, let's go see if maybe she's in the house. Like, this is so bizarre. Like, they hadn't left the car. They pulled in the driveway. This girl was in the car, and now she's not. They go up to the door. They knock on the front door, and it's like, 1 o'clock in the morning. This older couple comes to the door, and they're like, can we help you? And they say, yeah, there was like a little girl who said she lives here, and we like drove her back, and we were wondering if she made it back here. And they go, here we go again. And they're like, what? And he said, the man said, that was our daughter, but she actually passed away 5 years ago. And this has been happening like almost every month. And she's not alive anymore, but people still are going to this. And like, he asked, like, where did you pick her up? And that's where she died. And this is like, there's just no explanation for it. They're like, yeah, sorry. Like, there's no girl. Like, there never was.
What?
Like
Yeah.
she's a ghost.
Yeah.
God.
And this happened to like my friend's dad. It's like as close. It wasn't like a friend of
it's
a
not
friend.
like a
Yeah, this is like
tale.
his story.
Dude, what the? That's like Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh my god.
I have a weird story. Well, it's not my story either, but it was like one of my friends when I was growing up. Her and her family like travel a lot, and they were staying in a cabin, and they were going on a walk. So they were walking near this like train track, and this like disheveled guy they saw, but like also kind of freaky. They were like, I don't want to speak to this guy, but like they noticed him walking the other way. And when they got back a couple hours later, they had the news on, and his face came up, and he was like wanted for murder.
Oh my God.
It was the same
Whoa.
exact guy, and he was like wearing the same thing almost in the wanted picture and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about that. You know, when like there's like wanted photos out there all the time. They're always out there.
Yeah,
Look out
yeah.
for this person. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I haven't looked at him in a while. Like, do I need to catch up on like
Just go next
at the
door.
wanted posters?
because I want to do my part and just be aware, but I always forget that they're out there and someone is looking for somebody.
This portion of Good Influences is sponsored by Spokio. Imagine you match with someone on a dating app, things move over to text, and now they want to meet in person. That sounds completely normal, right? The way that we date today puts our trust into a complete stranger we meet online. We all know that creating a dating profile takes just a few minutes, so think about all of the scammers, imposters, and catfishers that roam these apps. Before letting things get serious, make sure you always vet your dates through Spokio. Spokio is a people search website that supports online dating safety. Simply search what info you do know about someone, like their name or phone number, and they'll pull a report with all of the available records they have, giving you the missing piece to the puzzle. You could find additional information like someone's age, phone number, socials, court records, and more. Gain transparency about the types of people you meet online by going to spokio.com/dating. That's spokeo.com/dating. Report rates may apply, available information may vary. And now, back to the episode.
But it's those wanted pictures where I'm like,
Yeah.
do you think I could like identify? I guess it depends if you like work at a gas station. I think you should like really look at them, right?
Yeah, somewhere that's like
Where you
people
see
walk in and out a
active
lot.
traffic or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I guess so.
The post office is
I
where
just would love to find a missing person.
Just be like, I saw
Some
him.
cartons.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
milk
Milk
cartons.
cartons.
Dude, I feel like that's such a people always say milk carton kids, but like I never saw photos of kids on milk
I
cartons.
think it was
It's
before our
old.
time,
Yeah.
like from the
It was like the
50s.
40s.
Why did they
50s.
stop doing it? Was it just
Because it
people didn't
became
want to
less
see that
relevant,
during
I think.
breakfast?
Yeah,
They're
it's
like,
like-
can we not like just bum the mood out by like
But also, like, you started getting milk in stores, and it was like, they're
Yeah,
probably
where are they
mass
shipping
producing
this
them.
to?
They don't
and-
want like a kid from another state to show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now we got Amber Alerts.
right?
No more milk cartons.
God, I hate those Amber
They
Alerts.
scare me.
It like makes me want to go out and find it. Like
I
Silver
know.
Chevy,
That's the point.
2-year-old. I want to get out there and look for them.
so sad.
Spooky.
Okay, well, you guys wrote in some spooky stories of your own, so I have some to read.
Bum bum bum. Oh,
Oh,
the
no.
ghost knocked it out of your
Spooky.
hand.
I'm trying to get it to fucking tilt. Oh, I turned my
You
focus
need help,
off.
Grandma?
Yeah, I do. Hold on, let me put on my glasses so I can read this.
I'm like, sorry, I'm taking mine off a little
It's
bit.
like weird.
Yeah, it's like messing up my.
I don't
Me
notice it
too.
at all, which
my
is kind of weird.
blinded-
It's probably because your face is so little.
Maybe.
So it's like a
I
fine
can't.
hole
I need to
for
wear my
your
real
eyes.
glasses. It's so annoying.
Like I can see it out of every peripheral, and it's like
Oh, really?
I feel weird.
Yeah, I feel like a little like caged in.
You guys look like brother and sister right now.
You can take yours off if you want.
It's okay.
Okay, so this person works in a old person home. What are they
Okay.
called? Whatever.
A nursing home?
Yeah, nursing home.
Assisted living
Yeah,
facility?
whatever.
Old person home. Like-
Old geezer, house of geezers.
yeah. Welcome to Ocean View. Old
Yeah.
person home.
Wait, that's in the book.
Yeah, I know. That's
Ocean
right.
View.
Old person home?
No.
No,
Ocean
Ocean
View.
View is the name of a retirement community in the book, Carly and I
Yeah.
read.
And me.
And Aaron's reading.
And Aaron.
How far
Hurry
are you?
up.
Well, book club got canceled, so I didn't have to finish it.
I know. I was at the point though where I was like, I need to know what happens.
Yeah.
Last night. Okay, anyways. So they said residents living in the home can predict when people are about to die. We had a resident who was nonverbal all the time that she was living there. One afternoon, she was in her wheelchair and pedaled her little feet over to a completely healthy resident and said, "Your mom's coming to get you." All of the staff about fell out of their chairs when they heard the resident talk, because again, she never talked. We charted it and moved on with our day. While getting report at my shift the next day, I was told that my completely healthy resident had passed away suddenly in the night, and that my nonverbal resident wouldn't leave the outside of the past resident's door. This nonverbal resident went on to do this to 4 more residents over 3 years I worked at this specific nursing home before she passed away at the age of 100. She was my absolute favorite resident, and I will love her forever, but she definitely gave me the creeps. I'd be like, this person did it.
She got lucky.
Yeah, your mom's coming to get you.
Like, she's the one killing people.
I bet in my brain, I think that she has like an ability where she can smell death.
That's what some people can do that. I
there,
swear to God.
there is a woman who figured out that she can smell a certain type of like fungus that like 99% of people can't smell, but in people who are infected with this type of disease, and it's a fungus related disease, she can smell it, and she ended up getting this high-end job in the medical world where she can go and like smell these samples and identify who has the disease and who doesn't. But that just reminds me of this case.
I've heard of that. Kim Kardashian can smell cavities.
What?
She's like been like very like every time it's a cavity. Like I can tell. If I smell your breath, it's a cavity.
Yeah, but I think that's a little easier because cavities do smell.
Yeah. True.
Oh, with the smell of cavity though.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I've heard of that. I think it's like dementia too. Like someone can smell like Alzheimer's or
There's a woman
dementia.
who can smell
Yes.
Parkinson's, I think.
Yeah.
Which is
maybe
crazy.
That's what I'm thinking about. The woman who
Parkinson's?
Oh, you can smell Parkinson's off somebody?
This one woman could. They like did a test where they gave her like shirts of different Parkinson's patients and then shirts of regular people. And I don't know, they gave her like maybe 20 shirts in total. And she was like, these 10 have Parkinson's, these 10 don't. And she was right, except for one. She said this person has Parkinson's when they really didn't, but then they got it like a year later.
Diagnosed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You would think that this woman, like more than 4 people in 3 years, probably died at this nursing home.
Yeah, but if she only spoke
Only to
I know.
them.
right before.
Especially the
She's
day
got to
of.
up her ratio.
Well, she's dead
Get
now.
better.
But
Yeah.
she could have
Get
been
better at predicting.
She should have been hired somewhere.
That's like a horror movie tagline. Like your mom's coming to get
Your
you
mom's coming
right
to get
before
you.
you
What
die.
does that even mean?
Well, maybe their mom
Mom's
is
in
up
heaven, yeah. Well, probably.
Although your
if they're
religion
old.
is fake.
That's gonna be so wild when you're
Your
dying.
religion is a hoax.
Your religion is a hoax.
That's so funny.
It's gonna be
Matt.
so wild when you're dying, like the hallucinations you have, like the days leading up to like dying, and
Dude.
like people coming to visit you, and
Yeah.
you're seeing these things. Like, hopefully, they're people who I want to see.
I imagine people
I just don't know,
annoying
if, like hopefully, hey, if you believe, hopefully they are the angels or the spirits coming to like greet you, or if it's like your darkest form of your imagination, and it's like
It's just
your
crazy how
one
it's gonna
weird
it's
aunt.
inevitable.
You're like, what are you doing here?
Have you ever had a dream where someone that's passed away has come back and visited you in your dreams?
Yeah.
I think
guess
that shit's
so.
real.
Oh, really? Them appearing in your dream? Oh, I don't really like view it as like their spirit. I just think like, oh, they were just there in the dream.
You don't think that was
That's
actually
kind of how
them?
I feel too. I don't really know.
I just feel like because I made that up in my brain.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
I'd want to think like their energy or their spirit like is around or with me. Like,
Well, in Twilight, Bella just thinks that she's dreaming about Edward watching her sleep, but he's really there.
Yeah.
And that could be the same for like your, grandparents or whoever watching you sleep. And then they're in your dream.
ooh.
I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I could be a medium.
I believe it. Carly,
I do.
Okay, let's.
I do believe it. Well, I don't know how to yet. I just feel like I can.
Yet.
Yeah.
I have a buddy whose brother is apparently clairvoyant and can do it, but he was told when he was like 7 or 8 that he had the gift, and he believes he can have the gift, but he doesn't like actively practice it.
My
but he's
mom
told
is
he has
a
the
little.
gift.
I mean, not like can speak to the dead, but she has been so consistent on having a dream that somebody random in her life is pregnant, and when she brings it up to them, they're like, "Oh my god, I haven't told anyone, but I am." Like that's weird. I think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
When we did that thing with the astrologer, she told me that I could have like medium powers and I should set up an altar.
Oh yeah, an altar.
What is that?
It's basically like
She was like, yeah, do it, like make one like in your room. And I was like,
She was
I
trying
was like,
to
Erin's the
sell
last
you.
person that's gonna try to do
Yeah.
this. She's like scared.
I think those people are the fucking.
She was on the
Psychics.
D'Amelio show.
Yeah,
Teresa.
they're just like some of the worst.
But I do
Like preying on
believe
people's.
I believe it
grief.
too.
I don't
Not
want to buy.
everyone, though.
I never want to buy that stuff because I'm scared about a psychic truly altering the course of my life. And I'll make the thing is, I think you should experience life firsthand. You make your decisions. Go live your life. For someone to be this third extension and feed you this information that will change the way you would have gone about doing something, I don't think is like too healthy to deal with. But I do believe people are tapped into certain frequencies that average humans are not. Like the
I don't
way
know. Like when I see like someone on TikTok will be like crying about something, like their parent passed away, or like brother, whatever, and it's like really sad, and all the comments are like, "Oh, you should talk to this medium on TikTok." And there's like a woman on TikTok who all she does is like respond to people who are grieving to like try and be a medium for them. And I'm like, dude, you're using people's grief for clout. Like I think it's just disgusting, and it's a hoax.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's definitely
Ugh, it gives me the
But the
heebie-jeebies.
same way
Yeah.
about the woman who could smell things on Parkinson's that nobody else could do. That means her
But
brain
that's
is tapped into
scientifically proven. Like that was an experiment that they ran,
you
and like
don't
there was
think, like,
there was a
frequencies of our brains could tap into
that's
like
a
a whole different
physical-
realm of like spiritualness.
it's a physical thing. Like this is one of your 5 senses, and you can prove it. Like this is a disease that someone has. This person has a sense of smell. We tested it. They got it. To say like, oh, your grandparents are, happy for you to play baseball today. Like whatever it is. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose.
You would never do it. How much would you get paid if someone offered you money, Mike, for you to sit down with the medium and like contact your dead relatives?
wouldn't do it.
Well, okay, let's
Well,
money.
come back to the mic.
Fif-
Doc.
okay, what about?
He
Okay,
said he wouldn't do it.
but I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
how much he would take the money
No,
for.
I know. No, I was telling them that that's what he said because they can't hear him because he was blowing
I thought
his
you were like
nose.
sticking up for me. He's like, he said he wouldn't do it, Matt. He said he wouldn't. So let's stop pressuring Mike.
No, I understood
He
that's
said he
how
would do
you
it. It
took it.
stops
as
here.
me. No, I was saying it to them because they could not hear his
Yeah, I
response.
was over there. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do it. Is the answer.
Why?
He said
And
he
you in
wouldn't
these
do it.
glasses. Just like, he said he wouldn't do it. So let's,
Let it rest.
like, $50,000.
No.
100.
What?
No.
If someone gave you 50
okay.
grand to
I'd
just
be like,
listen
of
to a
course.
person
Bring it
tell you
on.
something,
Yeah, because it's like you think it's fake
I
anyway.
just I think that's
what if they
just
give
like
you $1 billion?
to do what?
to do a 30-minute medium
To-
reading.
And would,
Were
and
they
what if
trying
it-
to contact a dead relative of
Yes.
mine?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do it.
What?
I don't want to do that.
What?
For a
I think it's like
billion
just
Why? Do you
dollars?
think it's a sin? Do you think it's a sin?
I
Take
just think
religion
it's
out
like-
of it. Take religion out of it.
Well, that's part of it too. Is like in Judaism, you're not
Oh.
supposed to go to a psychic, or you're not supposed to like.
Yeah, but it's $1 billion.
I know, but
The Jewish
Just-
God.
just
like,
be
it's like,
Catholic.
You said no to $1 billion, kid. Hey, talk to the spirit.
I don't know.
Sounds like a great deal.
The medium thing is different than like having someone tell your fortune, like right, like that's a different
Yeah, that's
thing.
different. That's like
Yeah, I think
psychic.
fortune tellers are like real wackadoos.
Like tarot card readers.
Yeah.
But I've had people say, "Oh yeah, we went to this tarot person." Didn't Alicia, I think, and Remy, someone on our
Remy
podcast.
Remy spent a lot of money on a psychic one time. We talked about it with her one time.
like
What
thousands of
happened?
dollars.
She like
For
kept she
what?
kept leveling up and like and
yeah,
at
it's
the
like
same
paying
time
more.
was getting conned, but was
Wait,
at
what
the
did
same
they
time
say to her
affirming a lot
that
of
she
beliefs.
kept going back?
I think it's a question for her. You should like
Well, she told us, I think, on the
yeah, but I'm not
episode.
going to rehash out her story and give
Why
it
not?
half
Just like the little
for...
detail, like just little bullet points.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Buddy, I can't remember either.
Oh, that's why.
It got to a point where she was like, "You need to set up your own altar," kind of a thing. That's what it
Right,
sounded
yes,
close
yes,
to. And
yes.
so she kept
What was she
buying.
going to the psychic for? To like
I think the
get?
first time was just like a goof.
I
Like
think a love thing. Was it a little?
it
love
might have been,
related?
yeah. It was just like she was just breadcrumbing her enough to make her think that this was really working.
Oh boy.
And it was like someone in Malibu too, right? Like it was far away. I don't remember. It
Far
was
away.
it was crazy.
I don't. Is there? Well, this is a little dark and deep and maybe private. But is there anybody who in your life, like, is there like a spirit or someone who has passed on who you really need to try to talk to?
I don't really need to, but I would want to. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Like, because do you think you have unfinished business, or you just want to hear
No.
"I love you" from this
No,
person?
I just want to make I don't know. I just want to
That
see
they-
what
or
they
they
have
have
to
to
say.
show them TikTok.
Yeah, I have a really funny
I
TikTok
actually
saying for
wouldn't
them.
mind going in to a psychic, and I don't want to hear fortunes. I don't want future stuff.
No,
I
that's
don't want to
not-
hear that. But just go. Do you have any messages for me?
That's what
Like-
they do. We
like
had
a
one for
little-
Christmas
medium.
once, and it was like crazy. I didn't believe it at all, but then when I was there, I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh,
There was that one that like David and Jason got, and Jason was convinced that this woman was a real
Yeah,
psychic.
It was on
We
the
were on the
phone,
phone with
right?
her.
Oh, yeah.
And she was probably just googling Jason
No,
Nash,
literally.
dead relatives. Like,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
paid because those psychics have to have paid for like the most
Yeah.
premium Ancestry.com membership.
Right.
They're getting full access
Yes,
to
yes.
that database.
Yes.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
always wonder the economics of how those people are in business with like prime real estate in Manhattan or like on the beach or like on fucking Sunset, and it's a psychic for $50 readings. Like how?
Because there's
Then they
old,
it's like
crazy
Spirit
rich.
Airlines. You go in and they're like, "Oh, it's $50," but then like, "Oh, do you want to add on this?"
Or it's money
But how are they?
laundering.
How are they?
Yeah.
There's so many rich housewives who are bored on Valium and are just like, I need just
Valium.
something to spark up my life. And
But
they're
like these
willing-
rents must be like 10, 15 grand a month.
There's so many in LA, and they're always like little
Every
corner.
corner.
yeah, and it's just like but like how are they in business? What is the economic model?
One rich client who's coming in and paying like $10,000 for
Dan,
a
well,
session a month.
It better be an accurate one then if they keep coming back.
It's
You know
probably
what I
like
mean?
therapy for a lot of people too, just like someone to talk to.
Yeah. The only legit medium is Teresa.
Of course. Teresa,
The Long
Giudice.
Island.
Yeah.
Medium.
The worst is just preying off people who are in really sad, desperate situations
That's
where
what I
like
think most of it
their
is.
child died and they've never been able to like grieve or get over it, and they're just, these people are looking for any answers, any type of connection, and these people profit off their grief. Like,
Therapy, I think, is what some of these people need, not a tarot card reader.
but here's
Well-
wait.
I think that sometimes, even if it is not real, it gives people the closure that
Yeah.
they are looking for.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Read
So
your
why
mind,
am I going to
'cause I'm a
rain on
medium.
somebody's
See? There
somebody's
you go.
grief parade? Even though, if in my eyes, I think if it's a little delusional, but if someone is able to sleep much better for so many months on end because they had this one moment where they felt
Right.
they connected to the spirit of their child,
Yeah.
and then they were told that, "Mommy, I love you and I miss you," but give them that moment.
Yep.
Give them that moment.
Yeah. That's
I'm
fair.
not going to take that away from them. But if they're still draining all their money and their assets on
Right.
chasing that high again, maybe you need to
Yeah.
really go to therapy.
Yeah.
I would like to go to a tarot card reader. That sounds fun.
See, that shit. But, buddy, what if they
It's
go
a card of
death
death.
card?
Because the death
coming
card
at-
doesn't mean death.
Maybe
Oh,
it does.
see, it's always that shit with
No,
tarot
it doesn't mean
cards.
death. It's all about like it's not death.
It
Like,
could be
you-
like
a
the death of a
relationship will
relationship.
end.
Yeah, or like you need to move, or
or it
like
could be anything. Like
I just want to see the artwork on the cards because they always look so sick. I just want to like see
It's
what
like,
they
it's like
I-
Magic the
I
Gathering.
It
actually
is.
know someone who does it.
really.
Yes.
I actually have a buddy who does it too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd
I'd rather just go see a magician, honestly.
Oh my
That's,
God.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
do
a way
little
more
trip to the
fun.
Magic Castle.
Ugh. Do you have a way to get in?
Don't
There's
we?
always a way to get in.
yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if other
I don't
people
like
do.
the Magic
Yes.
Castle because then you're like gonna get pulled up on stage.
Last time I was there, last time I saw Aaron Carter.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw Aaron Carter. Well, Aaron Carter came up to me the night after I was at the Magic Castle and I was eating Mexican food at El Compadre.
Was he like?
And
were
he
you at the
comes up and he
Magic-
goes, "Yo, man, where do I know you from?" He's like, "You were at the Magic Castle last night." I was like, "Yeah,
Oh, you
Aaron Carter."
stalker.
And I stormed out of the performance.
Oh
Why?
gosh. Okay.
Wait,
We
what?
were at, okay, you know, have you been to the Magic
Yeah.
Castle?
Yeah.
You know, there's like different parlors, different
Uh-huh.
rooms. There's like a small intimate magic room. There's like the big stage room.
Yeah.
We go into the big stage room. They pick Mike out of the
God.
audience.
I've rocked
He
way
goes
too.
up as like the
It's like
example.
a full theater of like
course.
50 people.
And-
Yeah. I know
They
exactly
do
what
a
room.
trick with Mike where he basically
He had me like scroll on my phone or something, and just like he wasn't looking at my phone, and he was like, just scroll through your contacts until you feel like not scrolling, and then like stop anywhere. And I don't remember what happened, but it was something like
he
she's
guessed whose number you
yeah,
were
he
on.
like
or
said
the
tap
per-
the number, and he wasn't looking at my phone, and he read the person's phone number like without seeing my phone.
And Mike was amazed, but you were like hamming up how
Yeah.
because he's in front of this massive crowd. Mike goes, "Oh!" walks off stage and out of the room. Like you like a full like fire exit door, just like
Yeah.
I didn't know what
and it
to do.
shuts. And I'm like, "Where the fuck are you going?" And the magician is still up there on stage, like, is he? Did he leave? And then he goes, "Okay," and like
you
it's all
come
kind of
back?
silent. So
Oh.
it's all kind of silent. He goes, "Hey, now my next trick." He starts doing another trick, and then Mike, like 2 minutes later, like knocks and is like, "Can I come back to my seat?" And the whole audience had to stop the show for Mike.
I just didn't.
But you thought you were like, "Oh, this is gonna be the best reaction."
I was trying to give him a good reaction, and I didn't realize that I couldn't get back in, and I don't know. It was definitely.
I thought you walked off because you were like upset.
No,
me
I was like
too.
trying to ham it up and make this
But
guy like
it-
think I couldn't deal with how good the trick was.
He just got.
Oh,
It was a
my
very like
God.
Michael Scott kind of like moment where you're like, "I'm gonna wow."
But okay, in that moment, were you like, holy shit?
No, it was definitely a
Oh,
great
okay.
trick.
Okay.
And but like, I know, I mean, like, it It was a great. It was a good trick, but I also like didn't realize that I should just like go back to my seat at that point. I wanted to just like ham it
Yeah.
up and make a grand exit, and so I just went out the one exit that I couldn't get back into.
Oh no.
Oh, where are you going?
That was funny.
Okay.
And we did see Aaron Carter there with his face tattoos. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Wow, that was funny.
All right, are you ready for another spooky one?
Sure.
This one's like, hi, I have family that lives in Matamoros, Mexico. What's funny?
Matt Zamoros.
I feel like I missed a joke.
No. We're just
Okay,
Where is it?
Matamoros.
Metamoro.
Okay, there we go. Carlita.
Matador.
That's what my aunt calls me, and I have
that
no,
I thought you were
Spanish.
Spanish.
no.
She's Italian.
Italian.
Yeah, I'm so Italian. My dad's uncle Armando passed away from a very
Armando.
Armand.
guys.
What
What the
movie
fuck
is
is
that?
going
Do you
on?
know that?
Why are you guys
Oh,
laughing
I
at
feel
everything?
like she doesn't remember what happened the last time when you called her Carlita.
Oh, what was that?
What happened
I
when we
don't
called her
remember that.
Carlita?
This happened like the other episode.
I
You,
kind of
like,
remember, but like,
you pronounced something, and then Mike was like, "Okay, Carlita," and then we were like, "No one remembers this."
I kind of
No.
remember this now. Yeah, you said something with a Spanish accent, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Carlita.
yeah.
that is my name.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
they
said
were
this,
in.
she said the same thing. You were like, "My aunt calls me
Yeah.
Carlita."
So this was
Well,
where?
I never hear it.
Monterosa. Where is this?
Mataros.
Yeah.
Armando.
Okay.
That's Italian.
I say it that way because I'm so Italian. Armando.
Matamora.
Okay. My dad's uncle Armando passed away from a very suspicious car accident in the late 90s. He was found in the car with an extremely deep gash on his neck. Police confirmed, in quotations, it was from a seatbelt,
PB.
but his wife knew it was from the cut, or his wife knew the cut was too clean and too deep to be true. The suspicion was he was secretly involved with the wrong people/cartel. One Thanksgiving in 2010, we went down to celebrate with our whole family in Texas. Matt? It's a tradition that after dinner, women and kids play games and men go outside and drink while we wait for mariachis to get to my dad's aunt's house. That sounds like fun. As we were playing Loteria? Loteria?
Oh, Lotteria.
What is that?
It's that game.
Loteria. Carlita, come on. It's your heritage.
It's that
Mario.
it's that tiny like card game with like it's like a Mexican card game. Like each one has like the ladder, the
Chutes and ladders?
rooster.
The
Remember
lion,
like there was
the
that
witch.
vine where he's like, oh, latadore, what time? It's like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, I have no
Oh,
idea.
it's sorry, it's hard to describe.
Okay.
Sounds like fun though.
Apparently it is.
Okay. As we were playing Loteria,
Yeah.
my grown uncle, maybe only 2 beers in, came running down this upstairs bathroom, tears in his eyes, freaked the fuck out, saying he was going to the restroom. Oh, he was going to the restroom.
Whoa.
Good job. He was going to the restroom when he glanced in the mirror and saw the top of Armando's head soaked in blood to down in his eyes for a split second. Of course, all the tias went up to see, and his wife said the bathroom smelled like his cologne. To this point, they ended up getting the father of their church to go bless the house because she saw it as a sign of something was coming for her. She is alive and well to this day. In hindsight, it could have been a mental thing for the cologne smell, but ultimately my uncle was so dead ass and to this day won't go to Mexico because of how freaked out he was. In my bones, I know there is no way he would rile up my 70-year-old plus tias if it wasn't true / just a buzzed experience.
I kind of believe it.
That sounds like a scene from like
The Shining.
or like some horror movie. I don't
I
know.
want more information on the cartel of it all and how he died.
Right? This one's really weird and like sad.
Have
but
you seen
weird.
Sicario?
Yeah, so good.
God, that opening scene.
Oh yeah,
that
really
house,
dark.
It just haunts me.
It's the same director as Dune.
And Blade Runner
Blade Runner. Is that a good
2049.
movie, Blade Runner?
2049?
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece, Mike. You still haven't seen it?
I was looking for movies to watch last night. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oof.
It's a masterpiece.
It's my
you
whole
gotta
night.
see Blade Runner 1 to like really appreciate Blade
I
Runner.
should watch Blade Runner 1 first.
Yes.
Undoubtedly so.
Yeah. It's necessary.
But
Okay.
Like you wouldn't watch the Harry Potters out of order.
I would never watch Harry Potter ever. I've never seen it.
Me neither.
It's interesting.
And I look like him now.
have you ever had like a relative who's died under like horrific means?
under horrific means?
Or like I mean that or
Just ALS. Like that's horrific, but not like freak accident or anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like that would cause my paranoia of like a haunt even more.
Same. Me too.
Because I'm like, I think of my grandparents who've died peacefully. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they're coming back. But like when someone like has like a really like, sad death, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it's like I feel like I would start seeing stuff. Maybe it's spooky, like where you get a message in your dream and then you go chase that
And
thing.
it's
Where you're like,
real.
is that even true? And
Yeah.
sure enough, it is. That shit
I-
freaks me out.
I feel like I would be too scared to look.
I would.
Oh, like if you had a dream of like,
Yeah, I'd be like,
go check this
I don't
out.
want to know.
Oh, I would 100%. That's like, I would have weird dreams like that, but like stupid stuff. Like I remember in high school, I had a dream that, it's so dumb. I found a random box and I opened it and it was full of stickers. Literally the next day I was in my friend's car and I don't know why, but I opened her middle console and it was full of stickers. And I was like, what are the odds?
Whoa.
And that's why I could be a medium.
One
No, but I
time-
would always have dreams like that where they like are stupid, but like always came true
Huh.
and they
was
were
on,
really
like-
dumb.
Or maybe it was like you had already seen that and then it was in your dream.
I had never, she had just put them in there. I was like, why do you have stickers? And she's like, I threw them in this morning
Whoa.
for a project thing. Yeah.
I was on a bunch of mushrooms when I was like in high
I saw
school.
so many
High
ghosts.
school.
And I was like, yeah, dude. Or maybe I was in college. I can't remember, but
were in
I
high
was
school.
definitely back in like
Uncle
my hometown,
Mark.
and I was at my friend's house, and it was my buddy. It was at my buddy's house, and we were like tripping out, and he was like, we were like standing, we were looking at this like amazing like or painting that he had like in his house. It was like really trippy. His mom always had like really cool artwork. We were like, this is insane, and he's like, yeah. And then he picks up the painting, and behind the painting was like a pocket knife, like a knife right there.
Wow.
And he was like, how did I know that was back there? And I was like, you didn't know that it was back there? He's like, no, but I knew something was back here. But we were just tripping out on shrooms, and he was so like, he thinks that and so then in our minds, he like thinks that years ago he was like fooling around and put the knife back behind that painting,
But,
had forgotten about it for just years.
Yeah.
And then as he just got older and he was just on all this psychedelics, it just came to him where he was looking at it and he goes, there's something behind this. And it was this old pocket knife that he had like put there, but he had forgotten about it. It was very, very trippy in the moment where I was like,
Yeah, on
how did you
drugs,
know
I'm
there was a knife
sure.
back there? Where did the knife come from? It was really freaky.
Okay, well, we got an email, and it's something that I wanted to ask you guys about because I've never experienced this, but like apparently a lot of people have. It says, please talk about Top Hat Man that people see in the middle
Yes.
of the night. One night I woke up in the middle of the night and saw what appeared to be a man in a top hat crouching at the end of my bed. I thought for years I saw a ghost, but people are saying it's a sleep paralysis thing and that everyone sees the same guy in a top hat when they take too much melatonin. I still think it was a ghost, but I don't know what to believe. I've also heard this with Benadryl.
Benadryl,
Like, a lot of
yeah,
people
the
do
hat
Sleep
man.
Benadryl.
paralysis demon.
Yeah,
it's a
but like
s-
they see the same person.
They see the same person, or it's a group of 3 people in the hats. What freaks me out about this?
What?
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
it's
called
so
Top.
You
There's
ever
like a
have sleep
whole Reddit
paralysis?
thread about it.
there's a
never had it.
great documentary called Nightmare that's on Netflix that's all about sleep paralysis. It's a really freaky
Ooh.
documentary. But you know, like sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
what it is.
Have you ever had it?
Yes, I have had it, but not to a point of like severity that some
Right.
people have had it. Some people, it's like one of the most terrifying things they've ever experienced.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating about this hat man that comes to see you, most of the times in sleep paralysis, there's a demon, someone, you are completely paralyzed. You can't do anything. And a person of like power in a very demonic form is in the room with you and is like taunting you and laughing at you and making you feel
And you can't
scared.
move.
And you can't move. The reason why Nightmare on Elm Street was a huge mayhem when people saw that that movie was they were like, I've seen this man in my
Oh.
dreams. This is freaky. That like this is a person who's haunted my nightmares, and finally they've like personified it and made it real. What still freaks me out is clearly that sleep paralysis is a real like natural phenomenon that happens to our bodies, and our bodies are creating this like demon around us, but it's the hat to me that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
I know.
Humans invented the hat.
Yeah.
So where deeply in our brains, like I understand why we're afraid of snakes, because maybe us as like, you know,
They're-
humanoid
predators.
cavemen had to be aware of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
predators. But where is this demon man with a hat? Where did that come from?
Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
The ghost of Abraham Lincoln. Yep.
He's coming.
He's coming back. I've never like I've also like never seen anything spooky like while I'm trying to sleep, like in
Same.
bed, nightmare.
I would
Like
say-
I don't really have nightmares. I have nothing like
Were you
that.
a kid who was scared of the dark?
No.
Did you, when you were a kid, did you sleep with the door closed?
I don't remember.
Oh, I was terrified of the dark. I had to
too.
have the hallway light on. I couldn't. Night lights freaked me out because I felt they illuminated my room weird. I needed to see.
The lighting in this room is not doing it for me, folks.
No.
Mom, Dad,
Too
we
light.
gotta.
I
Feel like
needed to
Walmart in
see
here.
a sense of like normalcy in my home that I was used to seeing at
Yeah.
night lit because it made me just feel safe, and I had to have the door open.
Yeah.
But I would just sit there looking down the end of that hall, and I would just in Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. I was always scared of just that pillar right around the stairs
With the
of his-
fingers.
The
those
hand.
fingers just going over, and I would sit there looking down that hall.
No.
Wait, still to this day, I like just that. And sometimes my dad, I'd make promises with my dad before I go to bed. I'm like, you promise you'll check on me. Boy Scouts honor, keep it in your head.
Aw.
Always check on me. And I was like, please don't turn off that hallway light. Because sometimes I'd wake up at like 3 a.m.
It'd be
And if
off.
that hallway light was off, it was just
Game
demon
over.
hour for me. Yo, I would just wake up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's all dark. And the moon
Oh.
from like the trees in front of my house, and that moonlight would come through, and all those leaves would just be
Oh,
all
no.
over down the hallway. And I
Yeah.
would sit there and I would just see
Just living in a
faces and
haunted house.
images. I was the most terrified little kid in that hallway and me needing that hallway light on.
A dark hallway is scary no matter what, I think.
Yeah. But I was just terrified of the dark.
Yeah.
And it just scared me all the time as a kid.
I wasn't really scared of the dark, but I was like, it'd be a thing where if I went downstairs to get like water or something, I'd like hurry and run back up. Cause like, I don't know what's
Yes.
there.
Are you
But
guys
I
scared
also,
of basements?
Or
Or sorry, I cut you off. I didn't realize you were going to continue.
No, it's fine.
You also what?
I was just gonna say, I also, my living room, because my stairs went right down to the living room. There were just like windows all in the living room, like the whole back wall. was
Nighttime
busy
windows open are scary
Yeah.
because the
I think
moon
they were
and like
closed,
So
but
also
scary.
like when like a car light like does that big like wipe and it like gets
Yeah.
huge and then disappears
yeah,
and
spotlight.
it's like what's going on?
yeah.
What did I just ask?
Basements.
Oh, I'm still a little spooked out. Like if someone's like, "Can you go to my basement and grab something?" They're just so scary.
I never had basements growing up, so for me it's always exciting. Like,
No,
you have a
dude.
basement?
Yeah,
Unfinished
mine was an
basements.
arcade, so I'm not scared.
An
Yours is like
unfinished
Five Nights Freddy's down there.
yeah.
an unfinished basement
Yeah.
is one of the scariest places in the
It's
world.
Okay,
horrifying.
but think of mine. Mine was unfinished, but it was lined with pinball machines
It
and video
doesn't-
games.
No, you wouldn't
it's-
love liked it.
Oh, really?
Like just like the concrete,
Yeah.
like coldness of it. It's
Yeah.
always like a little damp, and there's just like the lighting is never right. You have to like
Yep.
pull a string. So that means
Yeah,
like
we
when you,
literally had strings.
yeah, you have to like pull a string light, and then like you have to go to the middle of the basement. So you're in the dark for the first 10 seconds you're in there. Turn it on and hope there's no one.
Have you seen Barbarian?
Yeah.
Hate.
I liked that. I liked
Phenomenal.
it. I
You've
really liked it. I thought the storylines were really good.
Secret passageways terrify me. Or the moment you think you know a space.
Yeah, and then there's
And then
more.
there's more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's-
can't describe like that level of fear. Something that you've always been so
Yeah.
familiar with, but it's actually like a small part of a much bigger
and also
thing.
Justin Long's character made it like funny.
Yeah.
He had like such a good storyline.
Even
He
though
was like
it
an actor
still
who's
is
getting
so
canceled
creepy.
and like
Ugh.
Have you seen Parasite too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
All right. Making sure.
Okay.
You've seen good. You got to see Barbarian.
I did. I hated it.
Oh.
It scared the shit out of me. Anytime I put on a movie like that, like 30 minutes in, I'm like, why did I start this?
Why? I wish you liked scary movies just a little bit more. You don't like the experience, but for me, it's like eating like a spicy pepper. Like,
No,
of course, I
it's-
hate it
That's
during
how I
it,
feel, I
but
guess,
after it, I
yeah.
feel cleansed. I feel
You were just talking about how you're afraid of this man's fingers crawling on your wall.
it's exciting though. That was also my childhood
pepper.
imagination too. But like, scary movies don't like deeply scare me anymore. But I like the rush I have going through the story.
Did anyone have a scary movie that like kind of scarred them for a while?
Yep.
Saw.
It
The first
Dawn
Saw.
of, Dawn of the Dead, like the 2003 one.
Mine
The
was The
original
Ring
It.
for sure.
Dawn of the Dead were those zombies. They're not like the one, but they're the ones like rah, 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 rah. And that scene where she wakes up and the whole neighborhood in the suburbs has gone to complete mayhem. Like your neighbors are just getting their faces bitten off, and
Oh, I've never seen it.
it's the first day of the end of the world. That terrifies the shit out of me. Just that day where you're like, This is
It's
over.
Yeah.
I like literally showered with the shower curtain open for like a year of my life.
Oh, of it. Well, after watching
Because of it.
Yeah.
I
saw
had to
it
sit in my
Still
best friend's
looking
bathroom.
down the drain.
Yeah, I
Wait,
saw it
what's
very,
it?
very young.
The clown.
Pennywise.
Didn't that come out recently?
It's
But
an
that's
old
an-
movie.
Originally it was a
it got renewed or redone.
TV movie that they compacted with Tim Curry played the
It
clown.
came out in like the 80s or 90s, and then a new one.
Have
came
you
out.
seen how thick that fucking book is?
Yeah.
It's like this thick.
Because it hops between like the future and the
It's
past.
insane. I was like in Barnes and Nobles, like I'll
Well, the
just browse
VHSs
around.
were like 2 VHS tapes, like huge.
Who's reading that whole book?
I don't know.
It's longer than the Bible. It's like it's
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's
Your religion
I
is a
have-
hoax.
I have a question about like zombie apocalypse, end of the world. How big into you guys is surviving?
I
Like-
never once think about zombies.
Me neither.
Okay,
At all.
now think about like then like crazy apocalypse. I don't know, alien invasion, like all of the careers and lives that we've had and the
Yeah.
lives we led up. None of it matters. Money, it's all down to pure survival. Most of your friends and family are dead. How into? I want to let you. This is what the case
Okay.
is because I've been getting back into The Walking Dead. I used to watch it all the time, and now I'm like getting back into it. And,
Did you watch This Is Us?
I got like halfway through it, and I just
Okay.
fell out of love
I mean,
with
not
it.
This Is Us.
But This Is Us similar. Oh
Wait,
no,
what is it called?
This is this is the end. The Last of Us.
Thank you. This Is Us is a completely different show with Mandy
Is
Moore.
Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
It's This Is Us.
Sorry.
Um,
You know what I meant, though.
Oh yeah. Are you? There's just a. I don't know if I really would have it in me where like to be like I gotta live through this.
No.
Not at all. I'd be like, what's the
I-
point of living?
Yeah, if there was like a bunker and I didn't have to like do any work, then I'd be like, okay, like I'll see how long I last in here. But
Does it have
like,
Wi-Fi? Is there a charger?
yeah, but like if I have to like
Do I have a
go
bed and a
out
fan?
and like do all the stuff that they're doing in these movies, like I would just be scared all the time. And
Yeah.
like I don't know if I want to live like that.
I'd be better off dead for sure.
Same. I was
Yeah.
checking with Patricia last night where I'm like, babe, how big is like, 'cause now we're like married couple. I'm like, how big is like survival to you? Like in terms of if all shit hits the fan, are
Yeah.
you like, we're still prepping, we're going hard, like we're going to make it to like as far as we can? Or would you be like, you want to call it quits?
I just
Yeah.
feel like I'd be like, this is too much for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already planning in my head. I'm going the full distance.
You are?
I'm gonna drive around, look for which houses have solar roofs because that means they have electricity. I'm gonna
Smart,
figure out a way to
smart.
stake out the house to see if there's people living there. I would desalinate water and boil it.
You
and,
would
like,
do it, yeah.
I would full blown. I'm
now,
going apocalypse.
do you? No, okay, this is still extending on to this because
Yeah.
I've been. It's just I guess because I'm reaching this stage where I'm like I'm a married man now. I got a wife. I gotta focus on like just being
A
prepared
man.
and providing. Okay, I'm not a paranoid person. I don't think the end of times is
Well.
near in coming. I wouldn't say no. I mean, not doomsday
Yeah,
paranoid. Okay. I'm a little socially, I'm a little
Yeah.
anxious about things in my life. My imagination does get the best of me. But prepping, I'm always fascinated by preppers because I'm like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
person's ridiculous. They built this thing in their backyard. Oh gosh, they have all these soups and toilet paper. But then sometimes I'm like,
Might come in handy.
but it might come in hand.
yeah.
To what degree of like prepping do you guys?
Well,
I have an
Prepping
earthquake
in
kit.
LA
Yeah, I
is
have an earthquake
also you're fucked. Like
Yeah.
this
If you
is
had all the
thi-
mo- okay.
this city is just we're done for. If you want to
I
prep,
don't
you
know.
got to move to like Nebraska or Wisconsin or like somewhere with a lot of land where like resources won't be. In LA, dude, you can this city.
we couldn't get toilet paper when
yeah,
the pandemic happened.
yeah, like this is we're doomed. If shit goes down, we're doomed. People who live in big cities, it's
So
game
is it
over.
pointless to prep?
Yes.
Is it a pointless thing? You'll
If you
waste
li-
your money on prepping.
If you
Do
live
you-
here, yes.
Do you think if it was like a doomsday, there'd be the same people who didn't like believe in COVID would be like, it's not real? It would just like
Oh, like if there's a
completely
zombie
disregard it.
apocalypse, they're like,
Yeah,
no,
they're
nah,
like,
they're not gonna get me.
that's actually from Biden. Like
For
it's-
sure.
It's Antifa. I don't know.
For sure, the worst would be the wave of it happening where some people are like, "Oh, this is all AI." Like it's all these people
Yeah.
getting just like
Oh.
slow, like
Imagine
yeah.
all the TikToks if a zombie apocalypse happened.
the
Oh my
lives,
God.
the
The lives. Oh my god.
Oh
I'd
gosh.
be just in my bed like, oh fuck.
Well, do you think
Charge your
TikTok would at
battery.
first be like, "This is graphic content," but you're like, "We need to let people know
I
this
don't
is
know.
real."
That's true. I don't know. Everyone's getting banned because they're live with the zombie apocalypse.
I just.
I feel like I should read
but
another email.
Okay, now not to prepping. This is kind of a little off topic.
That's okay.
Buying things like wholesale. Like, do you think at the beginning of the year you should actually just buy all the toilet paper you need for the
Always.
entire year?
Things
rather
you
than
will continue
buying
to
it-
buy, you should just buy in bulk. Like, I used to make this mistake of, like, when I would go to Ralph's or whatever, I don't buy the biggest possible size of, like, dishwashing detergent or laundry detergent. Because I'm just like, oh, I'll come and get... But you're going to use this
Yeah.
shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
If you have the room for it, like, I have a shelf, I can fit a year's worth of, like, laundry soap. Why not get the biggest one you can buy?
That is spooky.
Yeah.
Why-
Every time I buy toilet
It's
paper,
not,
I'm like,
honestly.
what if I just bought a whole year's supply worth and I don't have to
If
buy
you,
this
if you have
again?
the room for it, yeah. But
like
that's the
Costco?
biggest thing is, like, storage for all that stuff can take up a lot of room.
Yeah, just like if you know that you're going to be drinking this, and if you
Well,
calculate
that's the beauty
it
of
by
like
the end,
Costco. And
Yeah,
the
Costco.
sales.
then what's great is just knowing, because so it's kind of like a year prep, but also like a mild doomsday prep kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because
like
you
you
know, you're
have
like, well, I
it.
bought it all at the beginning of the year, so we're good to
Have you
go.
ever been to a Costco?
Yes, buddy.
I don't know.
Wait, I know what buying things wholesale is.
I know, but it's not, to like go to a Costco and like do that experience is quite a thrill.
Yeah, I don't know. Might do it for the new year.
Do you have a
Maybe
Costco
February.
membership?
Well, now that you're married, you get that Costco membership.
You gotta get the.
You want to go together
Sure.
on like a
Do you
Sunday?
have a
They
membership?
have really good cookies.
And hot dogs.
And the pizza.
And pizza.
I just wish there was one a little closer. Well,
It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
that far.
you-
It's in Burbank. It's like
He doesn't live there.
oh, but there's one like in Santa Monica, I think.
There is.
Okay, I'll do one more.
Okay, yeah. Sorry if we
I've only
was
read
that a
two.
little
That's-
off topic? Was
that's
that
okay.
like?
Yeah, that was unacceptable. We have to
Yeah.
cut it all out.
Oh,
How dare you? You
I'm
ruined the
kidding,
whole
it's
thing
fine.
now.
okay.
Okay, I grew up in a house built in 1907, and we had a ghost roommate named Emily. This house was 100 years old, so it was always loud and creaky, had a dark, narrow staircase, the electricity would flicker, the single pane windows would make it cold, and it had a creepy attic and basement, obviously. I was very little when we moved into this house, but for my parents' accounts, weird things started happening right away. One notable thing was my mom would come downstairs every morning. All the cupboards would be open in the kitchen, and there would be a teacup used sitting in the sink. It would drive her so insane. Sorry, this is really hard to read. I can't read good. It would drive her so insane that her and my dad would fight about it because she was convinced he was drinking tea at night and leaving it in the kitchen, causing a mess, and he used his used cup in the sink for her to wash and put away in the morning. One night they heard a crash and came downstairs to the teacup broken on the ground in the kitchen. Other weird things would happen, but for the sake of the story, I'll leave it at that. My mom was very religious at the time and denounced the idea that the house could be haunted. When I was around 2 or 3 years old, I would complain to my parents about some girl bothering me. I would ask them to tell that girl to leave me alone. My parents were confused and asked me what her name was and to describe her. I said her name was Emily, was probably around 9 or 10, and she had on a red dress, had her hair in pigtail French braids, and was wearing riding boots. I was a toddler. My parents, still in denial, did not take me seriously. I still remember what she looked like very clearly, and I did not like her. Nothing changed. Weird stuff continued to happen, but we got used to it. How do you get used to that? I'd be like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like, no. We had to put a hide key outside the back door because Emily loved to lock my dad out of the house every time her went in the backyard. Okay. When my baby sister was around 3 years old, I was 6, she came to the table for dinner and asked if her friend could have dinner with us. My mom pulled up a chair and played along, thinking my sister had an imaginary friend, as many 3-year-olds do. My mom asked questions about this friend, and much to everyone's surprise, her name was Emily. I will never forget how freaked out my mom got when my sister described her imaginary friend the exact same way I had described the girl who was bothering me years prior. The red dress, her hair in braids, she was wearing riding boots, and the same name, except my sister was friends with her. This is when my parents finally came to terms with the fact that we had a ghost in our house. A couple years went by, and my mom eventually hired a psychic to sage the house and finally help our girl pass to the other side. We learned to love her and almost missed her when she was gone. There was a huge shift in my mom because of this experience, and I've always felt like I have a weird sense of paranormal presence. Later down the road, I felt like we had other spirits welcomed in our house, but nothing as prominent or notable as Emily. Let me guys know if you have any more questions. There's a lot more details to the story. Ooh.
You don't believe her?
I do believe it.
I was like,
I do believe
didn't
it.
happen.
But I just hope I never have a child who's like, Daddy, I'm seeing things.
I know.
She's under the table right now.
I know.
I know.
Like, that's where I'm like,
But it's like, first, do you believe them?
Lobotomy.
Lobotomy.
Well, I don't know. It's just like I don't want to have like a house that like celebrates the ghosts. Like, I don't know.
I know.
I'm conflicted by it because that is pretty freaky.
I know.
But then I guess like fine, then we're gonna get a psychic and we're gonna pass it on, and then this is the end of the conversation. Emily is
Yeah.
no longer here.
And then she was gone.
I know.
So weird.
Poor Emily.
Like, is it real?
They waited
It
so
has to be,
long
right?
to set her free.
I don't know.
I know.
Mike,
like-
what would you do if
This whole family just
Daddy?
sounds like they need to like get out of the house a little bit and like just go. Oh, the light's flickering in a 100-year-old house. Yeah, maybe because the wiring's fucking faulty. Oh, it's a little cold. Yeah, you have single pane windows. Get a grip. It's not a fucking ghost. Your child needs a friend. You live in the middle of nowhere. She's making up an invisible friend.
Yeah, but then her little
Move
sister
to New York
made
City.
up the same invisible
Yeah,
friend.
but
She
at
had
that
red
point, her
writing
mom could have
bits.
been like, "Oh, she told her."
Yeah,
The older one told the younger
You
one.
should tell mom there's a girl named
Or
Emily.
she didn't.
Well, no, of course.
We
but
don't
like
know.
that's
she comes to visit
devil's
me?
advocate.
I know.
love
I'm
him.
sorry to,
Burst our bubbles.
well, just this poor girl that wrote a novel to us, but
Okay, I want to read one more that's like kind of funny. It's not scary, but it's a person who lives in the nurse or works at the nursing home.
the old people
old
home.
people.
The old
home.
people's home, the old geezer home. She goes, after all the things that I've been working on in nursing homes, the scariest thing I've ever encountered is walking in on old people doing the deed. As I'm passing meds, I go to enter the room of a married couple, both partners with dementia, and find that the door has something propped in front of it. I push the door open and find that one of the two residents had shoved a dresser in front of the door. When I fully opened the door, I saw somebody's grandpa on top of their grandma going to town with a depend around his ankles.
Okay.
screamed.
Okay.
I screamed, left the room, gave them 20 minutes, and took the meds back in. Thankfully, they were napping by then. The image will never leave my brain. It happens way more often than you would expect. I have heard that, like,
they're
old...
like real STD.
Yeah, like...
Oh,
Yeah.
this isn't a ghost story.
No, it's just like...
I thought,
she was like, that's a
and then they
stereoghost.
disappeared, but they depend left. It was
It
all thing
depends
left.
on his ankles? Like, that is crazy.
Ew.
That is
Take it off, at
disgusting.
least. Yeah, I've heard, like, nursing homes are the highest sex places and, like, STDs.
That
and
and
yeah.
the Olympic housing.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
Oh, Olympics. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What do they call the housing?
Olympic Village.
Village. That's what it is.
God, that must be so much fun.
Yeah.
Just being physically fit and having sex with other physically
Physically
fit
fit,
people
yeah.
from all
but
across
also
the world.
just like like you're
Smut.
all just
Could be a smut book.
the best athletes in the world from every country, and you're all just like
Banging.
or just like, hanging out, yeah,
Well,
banging.
they're banging.
Well, I
know.
guess if you get there and you don't make it to like the final rounds in the Olympics, what are
What
you
else
gonna
is
do?
there?
Yeah. We're here.
Yeah, might as well.
But the people who are like in the final rounds for gold definitely weren't having sex the night before, were they?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's
It's either
have
that
someone on.
Or, like, complete
But if you won gold, like if you had sex after you won gold, you're 100% wearing that medal.
No, absolutely.
Right? You won gold. You gotta like.
It's just hitting her in the face.
No, like
Yeah.
that's the smut of it all. Like I'm gonna fuck you with this medal.
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
Yeah.
two people have ever both won gold in
Yeah.
their own
And banged
events
each
and
other
then banged
and
each
claimed
other?
the medal against it.
Yeah, and you know they're the two people who
Have
probably
to.
had the most like sexual tension.
Oh,
They probably
Has to have
hated
happened.
each other.
Has
and they're
to
like,
have
no,
happened.
I'm better than you.
let's
Wow.
write a smut
That's
book.
a smut book. Yeah.
Going for gold.
It's so obviously going for gold.
Or coming for gold.
Coming for gold.
Have you been reading?
Coming
That
for
could be the
gold.
sequel.
Yo, I started Icebreaker.
How are you liking it?
Well, I don't like. I don't know, dude. Those smut books, I'm just always like, when does it get good? So I kind of really don't know what's going on. I just know that Anastasia is like hooking up with like Nate and then this other guy, Aaron or something. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't remember their names. I think it was Aaron.
That's
yeah.
the one with the cartoon cover of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Wait,
want
you
to
didn't get the
Wildfires.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to
Smuttier
start
one?
with Icebreaker.
Gotta
Oh,
read
you're
them
like
in
going for the
order.
plot.
I guess, but then I don't know. Really,
It's hard.
it's kind of the most embarrassing book to read. At like the pool, I was like, "What the fuck am I reading?"
No,
You
it's
put like a
pretty
Stephen
bad.
King cover over
Yeah.
it. All right.
All right, folks. Happy Halloween.
Happy
Be
Halloween
safe.
Eve.
Be spooky. Eat
Hopefully,
candy.
Mischief Night or Devil's Night is not
Cabbage
Cabbage
night,
night.
whatever
Cabbage
you
night.
celebrate.
not too destructive.
Well, that
and
that already happened.
Oh yeah.
last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last night
Hopefully, you're not in jail for the
for
crimes
today,
you
and you
committed.
miss our
For
podcast.
cabbaging it up.
Yeah. But we'll have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys next week.
Toodaloo. Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.